This is John Seaman talking. If you sat down in a conversation with Bill Daniels, you would feel you were the only person in the world that made a difference to him. Because he would focus on you with laser-like intensity. And if you tried to learn something about him, you would be unsuccessful. Unless you were a better man than you think you might be. Not saying that you're not. He's looking at me. But he was so intent on paying attention to you that he would deflect anything that was directed to him. June Travis gives another example. And he was the polite and kind, as interested in me as he was in the CEO of a company. And that's how he treated people, regardless of what you did for a living, or if you were homeless, or what have you. And that's something you don't see in a lot of people. And frankly, Bill sort of became my role model. And this is the woman that began as a secretary, managed a lot of the affairs, and then became CEO of her own company, and then was the chair of Women for Cable in the cable industry. Thinking that if I ever moved up in the business world, I would try to adopt a lot of things that he did so well, because I thought it made him a really unique and wonderful manager. So I did actually end up doing a lot of things that I first saw him doing. She gives an example. And this goes back to the first day that Bill hired her. But he also had a memory, and it was incredible. It was when I first met him, I went across the street, probably the first week I was working. They sent me across to meet him. And we sat down and he asked me what brought me to Denver. And blah, 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 I kind of explained. She didn't even, she just said blah, 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 you know. And I went over, and that was October. And I went over for that was a drink. And there was a Christmas party, so now it's December. And he called me over into the office, and he remembered everything. He remembered that my husband had been transferred out here, and what my husband did, and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, good grief, how or why would he even bother to remember all that minor detail that someone who is clearly at an entirely entry-level position, why would he do that?